Hi guys, it's been a long time since I've made a video for Heal Yourself Therapies. I've actually made quite a number of them, but I've never got around to uploading them for one reason or another. Just so you know, I'm now living in Spain and we've been here for a year, and that's why I've been kind of distracted, but I'm hoping to now start to upload more videos and start to get back into the swing of things. Thank you to everybody who has given me feedback on the videos that I've made up to now, and I know that many ex-Jehovah's Witnesses and actually Jehovah's Witnesses current have commented on some of the videos I've uploaded and said that I've helped and that I've been able to make them laugh sometimes at a subject that many people take far too seriously. What I'd like to talk about today is hypnosis, and it's something that I'm very aware of now that I've been working with a lot of people using hypnosis a lot. I've actually been able to see a pattern that happens all the time, and I want to share that pattern with you, because once you understand the pattern, then we bring it into our conscious awareness and it doesn't affect you anymore, or certainly it affects you a lot less. And this is what I call waking hypnosis, okay? And I don't call it waking hypnosis, everybody calls it waking hypnosis. What is waking hypnosis? Right, it's the most dangerous kind of hypnosis that you can use and that people can use on you. Why? Because you don't know that it's happening, okay? You see, if you were to come to me and say, Gordon, I'd like some help with X, and I say, okay, I'm going to use some hypnosis. Okay, sit down. I'd like you to close your eyes. Now, in a moment, I'm going to blah, 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 blah. You know perfectly well that I'm using hypnosis. You know it. I've told you. It's a contract, a contractual agreement that we've set up. I am going to do some hypnosis on you, and you are going to accept that. Okay? Waking hypnosis is not like that. And I've noticed over the years the power of waking suggestion. So what's a waking suggestion? Let me give you an example. A friend of mine came over to visit us just recently, okay? And what I did, and it wasn't intentional, but what I did something and then I noticed the reaction. Okay, so we were driving around the estate, okay, and I was showing him the many houses that are on this estate, and I said to him, look at that. Every single house is different. Every single house is individual. There are no houses, no two houses the same. Boom. And I said it with a great deal of emotion because I was brought up in a town in which every house was identical. If you got lost there, you'd never find your way because every street looks the same. And so it's a big deal for me. Okay, so I said it with a lot of emotion. Every house is different. Boom. And I left it there. Okay. A day later, we were walking around the estate and my friend said to me, do you know what I like about this estate? Every house is different. Okay. Then I said to him, this village has some water in it that is, when you taste it, it's just the best water that you could taste. It comes directly from the mountains and it's just direct feed from the mountains, pure rainwater, but pure water. Actually comes from the snow up on the top. And I just said it with a lot of passion, okay? So we went to the village. And sure enough, we got to the fountain, the water drinking fountain. And my friend, he drank the water and he said, that water just tastes wonderful. There's nothing like water that comes directly from the mountains, untouched. Okay? What happened was, 2 times he used my words. he used the same words that I gave him a day before. Why? Well, before we say why, he used the words, and whether he was aware that they were my words or not is not important, because he said it like they were his words. He said it with passion and with absolute conviction that that's what he thought. Okay? 2 days before that moment, those thoughts weren't even in his head. They weren't in his head. Okay? I put them there. And then the next day, suddenly they became his belief system. Now this is the key. Okay? That when you are listening to somebody, this guy's a friend of mine. We trust one another. And therefore, when I say something to him, he trusts me. Okay? He trusts that my judgment is going to be more or less sound. And I trust him. Okay? And so, when you're listening to somebody that you trust, somebody who or whether it's somebody who has authority, okay, what happens is you allow them to influence you. It's kind of like an unspoken permission. You allow their words to come in and change your perception. Okay? So, you see, before I mentioned that every house was different, that may not have been anything of importance to my friend. It probably meant nothing to him. Maybe he wasn't interested in the fact that every house is the same. So what? But I told him why I liked it, and I actually mentioned my background. Every house was the same, and you could get lost. And so I put a negative slant on every house being the same, and a very positive slant on every house being individual. Okay, that was enough, laced with emotion, to change his perception. Right. So now that you understand that, think about how that applies to you in your life. Okay? Think about, if you're an ex-Jehovah's Witness, think about the years that you went through listening to people, A, that you trusted at the time, maybe you might have changed your mind now, or people in authority. Okay? People who know better. And you allowed those people to change your perceptions, to change your beliefs. Okay? But it wasn't through official hypnosis, it was waking hypnosis. This is waking hypnosis. You see, hypnosis is all about this. Somebody offers you suggestions and you choose to either reject them or accept them. Right. When you're awake, normally your firewall is going, no, rubbish. Okay, oh, I like that. Okay. That's when somebody's suggesting something. Hey, what about this? I'm going to tell you this, okay? But what happens with waking hypnosis is that suggestions and beliefs come in sideways, sneakily underneath, sneakily over the top, okay? And it's just somebody saying something with passion, okay? And somebody saying something congruently and placing a very positive slant on it. So how many things have we listened to when we watch the news? Those people, we've seen them all of our lives. These people who read the news, we know them. We trust them. These are people who are in a position of responsibility, staring at us and telling us how the world is. Now, we can choose to accept that. And if we trust that person, and if we say, yes, what you tell me, I will accept. That's waking hypnosis. That's going directly and you're allowing it. Okay? So the question is, how many people are you allowing in your life to give you suggestions, hypnotic suggestions that are changing your perception of the world for the good and for the bad? And the ones who are doing it for the good, me saying to my friend, every house is different and that's a positive thing, that's not going to deeply affect him. All right. Maybe he'll have a different perception when he looks around where he lives. He might think, every house is the same. Okay? But it's not for the bad. Okay? But imagine somebody that's telling you something laced with emotion, very negative. Okay? I'll give you an example. The other day, we were out and my mother-in-law, who's Spanish, was talking about a problem that she had with a family. Okay, some family members. And she said to the listener, she said, and I've tried to talk to them, but you know, they won't talk to me. And the woman said to her, looked at her in the eyes and she said, and that only makes you feel worse, doesn't it? Okay? And she said that twice. Twice she said it, staring at my mother-in-law and saying it with great emotion. Now, that is super waking hypnosis. That is giving somebody a suggestion. Not only that, she put a little question on the end, doesn't it? Right? That's a massive, massive powerhouse of suggestion. Okay? Is it not? Mm-hmm. The brain struggles to process these doesn't it or is it not and things like that. And it reinforces a suggestion. Now, was the lady doing it on purpose? No, she wasn't. She was doing it because that's what she believed. Okay? But that was a very negative reinforced suggestion. So not only are you going to feel bad, you are going to now feel worse. Okay? So you've got to be aware of these things that people are doing to you. These Job's comforters. Okay? The people who are there, who you think are trying to give you some support and actually making it worse by giving you these negative suggestions. And I bet that makes you feel really bad, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. How much pain do you have? Do you have a lot of pain? I bet you have a lot. I bet that's really hurting. Yeah? These suggestions, you've got to be aware of them and stop them. Wipe them out. No, actually, I don't. No, I don't feel bad because blah, blah, blah. Okay? You can do that on the inside. You can laugh when you hear these really negative suggestions that people give you. So, be aware. Waking hypnosis is the most dangerous hypnosis when you're not aware of it because people can influence you so much if you allow them. So all you have to do is you have to become aware and start listening, watching, listening for these suggestions that people are going to give you, these awful suggestions about how bad you should feel, how you should see something more negatively, yeah, how this that you thought was good is actually bad. Okay? So, watch out for that. Mm-hmm. And try it on other people. Try out the positive suggestions. I'll give you some examples. You're with somebody and you say to them, wow, life is just wonderful, isn't it? Okay? That is such a powerful suggestion. And you end it with, isn't it? All right? Now, if that person trusts you, and if you do it congruently, that's going to make them feel better. And later on, they might just have a little thought that says, yeah, life is wonderful, isn't it? Yeah. That's all you have to do. You can help people to get into better places. And you can help yourself to stay in a good place by watching out for those people who do these suggestions without even knowing about it, trying to make you feel bad. Mm-hmm. Trying to manipulate you, corrupt your mind. Just like they try to do in the Jehovah's Witness organisation or any kind of cult organisation. Mm-hmm. Okay, I hope that helps. I'm going to see you later. I don't know if this will be one video or two. I think it might be 2 videos.